Hello, this is Zandra. Once again, I welcome you to my channel, A Time to Soar and Shine. I do apologize for not featuring last week. I was unwell and I'm gradually recovering. Like many people my age, we have days when we are up and when we are down. But yesterday was a particularly interesting day for me, having been journeying on my recovery, to experience a follow-up of the changes and the level of spiritual awareness that came to me during the double moon in August and the Lion's Portal. That period created a situation for me to face many hurts that I had experienced in my life, which I had buried, as I said before, and which I had lost in time, the value or the effect it had on me. And yesterday, those memories came home to roost again, and I had to face it once again. So I was surprised by the experience of yesterday, but dealt with it the best way I can with Spirit's help. So I spoke to Great Spirit and all the Angelic Realms and the elders and the ancestors to help me deal with confronting the inner child within me that had to deal with hurts that will keep raising its head, keeps reminding me that I have to keep journeying on to heal and to try and work out a strategy, a spiritual strategy, an emotional strategy, a mental strategy, a physical strategy to deal with what the double moon in August and the Lion's Portal arose within me. So today I want to share briefly with you the reasons behind the development of the health shack, which I promised to talk about, was to help people not only deal with the physical impacts of trauma, neurological injuries, CVAs and strokes, or side effects of diabetes and hypertension and all these conditions that leads us to experience immobilities, physical problems, emotional problems, and mental health problems. And it made me realize that when I'm thinking about the development of the health shack, it's not only to deal with the physical aspect of the individual, but to help them deal with all that is around them, their emotional states, their mental health states, their environmental states, and their energetic states. And yesterday, for me, was a very strange day, where I faced a lot of hurts. I forgave and learned that I had to start forgiving in order to move on. And this morning, while I meditated for 2 hours, it dawned on me and it came to me, and I was guided to forgive those who had hurt me, who created childhood hurts that I am recalling, and to forgive as well as continue to love these individuals the way I love them. And I made a promise to myself and to the Great Spirit and the ancestors and the angelic realms that are around me, that whilst I keep remembering these hurts and these journeys that I've buried for such a long time, they will keep coming up as my life goes on. And one thing I know I have to do, and which we should all do, is whilst we forgive, we love, we continue to love. So forgiving does not mean we stop loving. Forgiving means we love ourselves unconditionally, but we also extend to another love unconditionally. Because we have to recognize that sometimes when we have encountered others at the different times in their lives, they may have journeys that they are trying to journey in private, in isolation, in doubt and in questioning of themselves and their abilities. And when we encounter these individuals, we sometimes do not have the right approach. The conditions around them may not allow them to share. But when we experience them, we must recognize and trust that the Great Spirit is helping us do what we can to help the individual. And in that helping, each party's benefit, each party's learn to live and love and forgive. So the health shack, I am thinking, based on my journey yesterday, will not only address the physical rehabilitation of an individual, but it will also address the hurts, the inner child hurts that may have led to the stress, the anxieties, the health problems that the individual continues to experience as part of their life's journey. And if we measure those encounters with the life chances and the opportunities we have at any one day, at any one time, to help another, we should. We should forgive, because sometimes we don't know what drives an individual to behave in a manner in which they are doing, unless we are so close that that individual is able to share and deal with what's going on within them. But that opportunity doesn't always arise. Sometimes we are left in the dark, and we have to trust when that individual leaves us in the dark, because maybe they are not ready to deal with what is going on in their lives. So when we journey, as I have journeyed through yesterday and today, we learn to love unconditionally, not only ourselves, but the individuals we have encountered and the individuals who continue to need healing. Healing is not a one-trip pony. Healing is a continuous journey that affects us every day. And when we are involved with an individual or have the people that we care about around us that needs help to journey through their challenges, we should do it from a point of forgiveness and a point of unconditional love. So I would like to encourage you today to think about an individual who you are involved with or have had an opportunity to know during one of these periods, and where you felt unable to help or unable to understand their journey. Think about how you reacted. Think about how you were guided to react, and whether you followed the guidance or whether you went against the guidance and did what you normally do. I found it necessary to meditate and seek the guidance from the Angelic Realms and the Spirit world to help me deal with what was happening to me, but also what is happening to those individuals that I was recalling being part of the painful inner child journey. And when I did that, it felt the relief that I experienced and the guidance I was given to share what I was listening to, what was helping me meditate with those individuals, I did. My hope, my wish is those individuals listened to the mantras, benefited from the mantras, and I would advise everyone who is listening to this video, when we find ourselves in difficulties, whether it's an emotional, physical, or environmental or mental difficulties, there is so much support that could be gained from listening to the mantras that you are free on the YouTube. And when we find one that is helping us open up our emotions like an orchid, like a dahlia, like a rose, to grow out of that positivity, that a level of positivity that helps us to forgive and to continue loving, it makes such a difference. So when we experience what I did yesterday, the inner child hurts, when we experience the need to forgive, when we experience the need to reach out, and when we experience the need to reassure others that we love them unconditionally, irrespective of their pain and our pain, our encounter and their encounters, let us do it with grace and gratitude, and thank the Great Spirit for all the gifts He gives us each day as we journey on this earth plane. We don't know what tomorrow brings. We hope it will bring us inner peace. But when we journey, let's be confident in ourselves that we do not do any harm to another as we journey. Yesterday on Facebook, I talked about when we journey, when we love, when we walk, when we talk, let us encounter positivity with grace. Let us be the best person we can, very, very briefly. And I want you to think about that. Every step we make, every word we speak, every emotion we feel, and every gift we receive from the Great Spirit must be accepted with gratitude and grace and extend to another in the same manner. When we extend ourselves with grace and gratitude in a holistic manner, others benefit. Others find strength in what we offer, even if the encounter is a brief one. Remember that we don't know when we might need the same response from another, and we should be doing it from a pure heart and inner peace. So this is my wish for you today, and for us, all of us, that as we journey on, we find a level of worthiness within ourselves to value another at the same level, to value the gifts they bring us and to value the gifts we give them enough for them to see the benefit and feel the benefit of our engagement and our encounter. So when I ask you to consider the value of the health shack to yourself and to your relatives, those who are in Trinidad, Chile, or Aluda, Tobago, and those around the world who might wish to engage in developing a similar model to help others who need our help, do it from a point of goodness, of grace,